Undercover agents nail smugglers in action, working their way up the ladder to one of the godfathers of the illegal ivory trade.
It could be dangerous. They can get very violent.
They're trying to take down a powerful crime syndicate.
Keep going. He started looking at us.
And get out with their lives.
Looks like they're moving in.
Bangkok is a bright, shining city that hides a dark secret. Dirty money flows through this city. Millions of dollars in a black market. Trading in this, African elephant ivory. The illicit trade is run by elite criminal syndicates, some of the most dangerous in the world.
It's organized crime. It's like dealing in human trafficking, dealing in drugs.
The elephant is the national symbol of Thailand. So how did Thailand become a major hub for the illegal elephant ivory trade? Domesticated Thai elephant tusks are cut legally and without hurting the animal. But there's not nearly enough to meet the enormous demand. So elephants are butchered in Africa, their ivory smuggled into Thailand. But here in Bangkok, it's been easy to sell it on the streets, until now. Bangkok's also home to a unique international task force, made up of environmentalists working with the Royal Thai Police and US law enforcement agents. For 2 years, this team has been covertly collecting intel on the smugglers. They've traced them through the internet, made buys using false identities in the US, and spent countless hours working the streets.
And I'm not going to be pushing that hard. I'm just going to say a little bit, and then you do that voodoo that you do so well.
Doug Ghostman, a veteran cop, is accompanied by Pim, another senior member of the team. Their cover, just an American shopper and his guide. Their goal, try to find out if shopkeepers are selling illegal African ivory.
This one ivory is from the mom.
Is that ivory too?
Yeah, ivory too. Okay. 750.
Why is it so expensive?
I tell you already, difficult to find for the ivory.
What does ivory go for? What's it cost a kilo?
About 20,000 baht a kilo.
We'll be able to talk to them once, especially we talk about the price. If they're able to tell us what the wholesale price for African ivory is, then they're dealing. They're involved in the trade.
Between African and Asia, the price is different.
The intel this team has gathered over the last 2 years has all led up to this day.
Those bracelets there?
When they'll try to make a major buy from the syndicate.
ตอนนี้สัญญาณเปิดอยู่ว่าตอนนี้เริ่มทำงานเริ่มแต่
Special Agent Paul will conduct a covert meeting with Samart at the hotel coffee shop.
ค่ะคุณพอนะคะก็จะทำการ
The team gathers at a briefing for today's mission, Operation Lucky Dice. Their goal is to nail the syndicate's top boss, the man they call Mr. Big, by running a sting on one of his frontline players.
Now, if you look at the overhead screen, there is plenty of room.
They've set up a face-to-face meeting with a man who sold them ivory through the internet. His name? Samart Chakchoima, codename Mr. Ivory, a small player who could lead to the big one.
I don't think he's really the target. I think what we should be doing is using him as an in to find out who's really behind all these major illegal shipments coming in from Africa.
Does anybody carry any firearms? And if they are they concealed?
The team has been brought together by Freeland, an environmental group based in Asia, dedicated to stopping both human slavery and wildlife trafficking. For some, it's the first time meeting the police.
Steve Freeland supervising our investment in this operation.
Locally, I work with Freeland and I'll be on surveillance at the post office.
Mark Berman, Freeland, keeping the coffee warm and the beers cold.
Paul is the undercover agent on the team. His identity must stay a secret. As some members of the team prepare the hidden camera that will hide in his shirt button, Doug walks the rest of the team through the sting.
He will not, just so everyone is clear, he will not be arrested today. We need to find out more about the smuggling operation. That's the purpose of the meeting today.
Learning more about the smuggling operation is mission critical because of the crimes that are behind it. For years, the elephant population held steady in Africa, but in the 1980s, the wave of killings began. In little more than a decade, more than 250,000 elephants all across the African continent slaughtered for their ivory. In 1989, the United Nations banned the international trade in African ivory, but the massacre continues, driven in part by the Thai syndicates. By pretending this is all legal Thai ivory, the dealers get around the law, but they can't get around forensics. Some of the items the team obtained from Samart, Mr. Ivory, were sent to a DNA lab. The results have now come back.
Based on our sequence analysis, we discovered that some of them is from Africa.
The DNA results are crucial, but the team wants even stronger evidence.
The officers on the outside of the coffee shop, if they could very, very discreetly follow him and identify
So
his
today,
vehicle,
the team will try to buy illegal ivory from Samart and catch the whole transaction on tape, audio and video.
This is where he's going to go.
What's more, the team will try to tail him to the post office and record him shipping the ivory to the United States, proving he's the international smuggler they know he is.
Somebody's got that occupied. You can sit over here in the middle.
Steve Galster is a former national security investigator. He left that life to start another, as the head of the Freeland Foundation. Today, all his efforts could finally pay off.
I feel hopeful, I feel positive, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I'm very anxious. There's a lot that could go wrong, like in any kind of operation. The guy could suspect that there's undercover cops around his table and he might get cold and go. All sorts of things could go wrong, but hopefully it all goes right.
"10 a.m., the Landmark Hotel. Armed with hidden cameras, the team is set to spring the trap.
Okay, here we go. We've got people out on the street. We've got 2 teams here. We have another team over at the post office.
They watch and wait for the suspect to show up. "10:30 a.m.
Oh, okay, there he is. He's arrived.
Good to see you again.
No, it's all right. I know. I know. Traffic bad.
The hidden cameras, including the one in Paul's shirt, pick up every moment.
I wanted to see this. Would you move? Mind if I take it?
Paul works on the target to keep him at ease.
Very nice. Can you do this carving yourself? No. Yeah, it'd take a lot of practice.
But I wanted to see the grain. You see the grain here?
That's how
the pattern?
Yeah. That's how you know for sure it's ivory?
Yeah. Only ivory has this kind of grain.
How much would a piece like this cost?
1,298.
1,000 US. Not bad.
Not bad.
Steve Galster is posted on the balcony with a clear line of sight.
We're a couple floors above where the action's taking place. Mr. Ivory has made over 70 shipments that we know about through the internet, and right now we're trying to catch him red-handed, giving him the goods, but checking it and then taking it to the post office box to send it to the United States, which will be another charge of smuggling into the United States.
This game of cat and mouse is about to reach its crucial turning point.
In the U.S., you can make a lot of money.
Operation Lucky Dice is off to a good start. Samart Chukchoima has agreed to sell his ivory. The team bought his confidence.
But you've never been to the U.S. I never been there. People take it and sell it.
Now the undercover agent takes the game to the next key level,
What I want to do,
asking Samart if he will ship the illegal ivory to his partner, Ted, one of the phony U.S. clients the team has set up.
Here, I'm not sure what Ted ordered from you, but you are ready to go. What I want to do, I just want to take it to the post office today, and I just want to send it out. Do you normally send it to the regular post office?
Yeah, anywhere, any post office, yeah.
And you never had problems with, how about, can you ship it out of here, okay? Outside of here?
No problem. Okay. I keep to check any time.
Let me call him real quick to make sure, okay?
Yeah.
Mr. Ivory has no idea the agent is really calling Doug Gosman, who's sitting in the very same hotel lobby.
Yeah, if we can do it today and he can ship it out today, then we've got him.
If I buy this, can we send it out today? Send it to Ted?
Yeah, you can send it today at the post office.
Oh, you said it's sent at the post office today if you want.
Yeah, we can do the whole shebang. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, man.
Okay. Thanks, Ted. All right. Bye.
He's really good. He's called me acting as if he's calling his partner in the United States. So he's got the suspect right there in front of him. He's calling the guy in the U.S. who's supposed to be helping arrange this and making the purchase. So now there's no doubt in this suspect's mind that he's talking to the guy in the States. They're doing this deal. And it's all on tape. So in the event it gets into a trial situation, how is he going to defeat that? You know, he made a call to the United States. While you were sitting right there, what did you think you were doing?
Could I do this? I got 1,000 US with me now. I want to get the three Buddhas. And if there's any balance left over, can Ted pay you on PayPal? Oh, yeah. So, but I need it shipped out today, if that's okay. We do that first, box and everything at the post office?
Yeah, sure.
At the nearby post office, the other half of the team is in place, led by Lieutenant Colonel Gang of the Royal Thai Police. From the cafe, Doug gives them a heads up.
Yeah, Doug, tell me.
All right, he's still there sitting, he's talking to Paul. He's got a dark blue shirt on, he's wearing jeans, and he's got a red bag with him. Those are gonna be your identifiers when he walks over to the post office, okay?
Okay.
Can you notify the other team members? Okay, all right, thanks. Bye.
You remember that one?
Yes, last time I did this as well.
As Samart prepares to go to the post office, the team is in position.
Let me have 20 minutes. Okay, I'll come back. Okay.
One false move on anyone's part could tip off the suspect.
What he's doing right now is he's getting the package ready of the Ivory items, getting ready to ship that to the States.
I will have to ask the staff at the post office to be eyewitnesses. She sees his face and what he's writing.
The key for us to see him do is to fill out that label and then hand it to the postal employee. Under Thai law, that's an export. Smuggling.
Samart returns to the cafe with the post office receipt, handing over a vital piece of evidence.
So you're busy, huh? Everything okay? Okay.
Now what we're going to have to do is take all of the footage that we have from the videos and the undercover video cameras and things that we've had, look at all of those and also listen to the audio.
This is the international desk.
This is the package desk, and they fixed it so that he would have to come to this place.
Later, after hours of poring over the footage, they're sure the police have enough evidence.
It's important that we show that, you know, he's an international dealer. He's not just making deals on the internet and then trading domestically in Asia Ivory. So they've got him red-handed now.
The next step, arrest him.
Hopefully what that'll do is put him in a position where he plea bargains or starts telling about other people that he's connected to, because he's obviously connected. The only way we're going to find out who those connections are and go up further up the ladder is to scare him essentially into the possibility that he's going to not only spend time in a Thai jail, but might have to spend a lot of money and even spend some time in an American jail.
Arresting him in public would be the safest play. At his home, he could have armed bodyguards, a chance the team doesn't want to take. They need to lure him out to a public meeting again. But as days turn into weeks, Mr. Ivory backs off.
Hey, listen, did you get my email? I'm in town.
Steve is calling Samart, posing as Ted, the U.S. buyer.
Well, listen, I was hoping that maybe we could get together in the email and explain that, you know, as long as I'm here, I might as well, you know, meet you after all these years and maybe pick up some more stuff, like 100,000 baht worth. If you can get
Steve, who is recording the conversation, tries to set up a meeting, but it's a no-go. Samart is suddenly saying he doesn't sell ivory anymore.
Well, listen, you have my number. Take your time, give me a call. I'm here for a couple of days, but hope we can take advantage of my being here.
Everyone on the team is wondering, is Samart onto them? Were they double-crossed? The entire operation could be crumbling.
This is not good. He's actually sounds like he's cooled off quite a bit. Almost sounds like he's spooked, like maybe he knows that we're onto him or something. I'm actually a little worried right now that our target might be on the run. We were hoping to draw him out and do a buy-bust at a neutral area. I think now we're going to have to get the cops to go to his house.
2 days later, the cops head for Mr. Ivory's hideout. Operation Lucky Dice was created to hunt down those who traffic in illegal ivory. The team is out to make their first arrest at the home of Mr. Ivory.
This is his nest. We think he's there. There's been surveillance. They've seen him come and go, but we've lost him a couple times now. When I talked to him, it sounded like he had changed completely, like he knew that somebody was onto him. We don't know what that's about. So our biggest concern is that all this time and effort's been put into finding this guy. We're right at the end now. It's going to be an empty house, or maybe just his wife. So we're anxious about that.
This is such a critical juncture, the culmination of 2 years of surveillance. Colonel Subsak, the man in charge of the operation for the Royal Thai Police, decides to oversee the arrest himself.
เรารู้สึกว่าวันนี้
We feel that everything we've built up in this case is going to bloom into success today, so we won't let it fail.
Subsak has his men surround the house.
ดังนั้นเดี๋ยวชาโดสั่งทีม A แล้วเดี๋ยว
He gives the order. All units move. Operation Lucky Dice catches a lucky break. Mr. Ivory is home, alone. Samart Chakchoima barely knows what hit him.
ให้เซ็นรับทราบหมดแล้วนะเดี๋ยวนี้ทำไมชิ้นแรกที่จะตรวจยึดก็คือคอมพิวเตอร์อันนี้โน้ตบุ๊กนี้นะครับ
Quickly, Subsak's men spread out through the apartment, searching every corner for clues.
ไอ้พวกเกี่ยวกับพวกของสัตว์ป่าพวกอะไรเงี้ยงาช้างในบ้านเรามีไหมถ้ามีเราหยิบออกมาเลยอยู่ตรงไหนไม่มี
As the questioning continues, Samart makes an important revelation.
มีไหมอย่างไรไม่มีครับไอ้ที่เราขายอ่ะแล้วเราเอามาจากที่ไหนอ่ะผมก็เอามาจากที่เมืองการกับที่ไอ้กำแพงเพชรนครสวรรค์นะครับ
Nakhon Sawan, a town in central Thailand. It's a center of legal ivory carving, but it's long been suspected of sheltering syndicates running the illegal ivory trade. Now, finally, confirmation. It's a major breakthrough.
แต่ว่าไอ้ที่นครสวรรค์ก็คือมันจะเป็นในอำเภอพยุหะอะไรนั่นใช่ไหมฮะทั้งหมู่บ้านเลยมันก็เป็นซอยเข้าไปครับมันเป็นซอยเข้าไปแกะใช่ไหมแกะครับมันก็ร้านเยอะเลยนะฮะนั่นแหละแล้วก็มันก็ซื้อขายเปิดเผยเนี่ยผมไม่เป็นงานทางจริงจริงนะครับจริงคือผมก็ไม่รู้ว่ามันจริงไม่จริงแต่ผมเชื่อว่ามันจริงเพราะว่าผมพิสูจน์ไม่เป็นแต่ผมเชื่อว่ามันจริงเพราะว่ามันขายอย่างนั้นมันไม่น่าจะใช่พลาสติกหรืออะไร
Subsak hauls Samart off to the police station, where he starts spilling all he knows about the syndicate.
So things have gotten interesting because Samart has pointed up to the next rung of the ladder, and they have confirmed that there is this other rung of the ladder that's trafficking in ivory. Then it becomes a real question as to, how big is that group? How dangerous are they? How connected are they? We hear stories. We haven't proved anything yet, so you got to take all precautions. It's been a long time, a lot of effort, but this is not the climax. We've got further up the ladder to go.
And that trip up the ladder has just gotten another major boost. A huge bust has just gone down right here in Bangkok. Customs agents have intercepted a major shipment of African ivory at the airport.
We're on our way to Bangkok's international airport called Suvarnabhumi. We just had a call from Thai Customs saying they just seized an enormous amount of ivory, elephant tusks that have just come in from Africa. We want to have a look because we think there might be a connection between these stockpiles that are being smuggled in by somebody and what Samart is feeding off of. And if we can get these two lines to lead to the same place, we might eventually find Mr. Big.
All the main players in Operation Lucky Dice, all the law enforcement agencies, and the Freeland team have converged on the scene. The bust is big. Very big.
We're trying to figure out where this came from, where it was on its way to. They said it was going to be stopping off here in Thailand, which means somebody here is carving them and selling them like the figurines that Mr. Ivory, who we're onto right now, is doing.
Well, this one is interesting because it's the only lot we're actually seeing which is still bundled. It's bundled for carriage, so the porters can actually carry it. So it's been cut, and then they've used rubber to bind it together and just make it easier to carry.
You can see the tool marks at the base of the tusk, where it's been chopped out. This is on the base of this one. These are some young elephants.
The scale of the devastation is immense. In Africa, the elephant population in 1979 was 1.3 million. 10 years later, it had fallen to less than half of that. The United Nations ban slowed the carnage for a while, but in recent years, the demand for ivory boomed, and the crime syndicates swarmed in to meet it. As a result, poaching surged back with a vengeance.
If there's any doubt in anybody's mind that there's poaching going on of elephants in Africa, look behind me here. This is a huge shipment. We've got several shipments here totaling over 2 tons, over 300 dead elephants. This is basically a big coffin of dead endangered species. This was coming into Thailand. It was going to be carved up into little figurines and then sold internationally to anywhere, including the United States, Italy, Australia, New Zealand. There's still obviously a huge demand for elephant ivory, and I wish those people who are buying it would understand where it's coming from.
Sting camera.
How many?
2. Camera batteries.
The seizure of ivory at the Bangkok airport has highlighted the scope of the devastation of African elephants. And it makes it all the more urgent for the team to follow up on their leads.
Sorry, kid.
The next step? Take Samart, the man who sold the team illegal ivory, to the town where he says he buys it, Nakhon Sawan. Nakhon Sawan means heavenly city in Sanskrit. But for the team, there's nothing heavenly about it.
The stakes are higher now. As you move up the rung in the criminal enterprise, you're making arrests and you're making seizures. They have a lot of money, a lot of product that they stand to lose. Once you start taking away their product and their funds, their money, then this is where it could get dangerous, extremely dangerous, and people get killed.
So you think these shops might be the ones that are selling the ivory from Africa?
Samart knows there's only one way he can avoid a long jail sentence. Show the team where he gets his ivory.
Yes, because the ivory that I sent to US is from this shop.
Okay.
If Samart's information pans out, it could bring the team closer to the head of the syndicate.
I think they sell it to this shop.
This shop only, or other shops also?
Other shop also.
Okay.
Because the ivory is very big amount, and there are very big demand here.
Stocks are low?
Yes.
So they bring in the African ivory?
Yes, I think that's the reason.
Samart confirms that the syndicate is trying to pass off African ivory as local. It's the key to their operation. In the next few days, Thai police hit the streets to follow up on Samart's leads. And what they find points further up the chain of the syndicate. It appears there is a family-run web of stores here in Nakhon Sawan, all under the thumb of a man known as Uncle. Could he be Mr. Big? Adapon Sudsai, the head of covert ops for the Thai members of the team, thinks he's getting close.
If we can get to the uncle, who we heard has the ivory, that would be even better. But all this depends on the information we can get.
To get more information, Adapon decides to set up a sting on two of the shop owners they've been watching, shop owners who could be connected to Mr. Big. In a safe house, set up in a cheap hotel, the team prepares for the sting. As Brad Coulter sews the hidden camera into the shirt the undercover operative will wear, he considers the dangers they'll be facing.
We know that the people that we're going after today in relation to what they're doing, their levels of protection, we know that they conduct counter-surveillance. We've already been aware of that, where they actually may have spotters out in the area. They may be armed. You know, we don't know for sure whether they are or whether they aren't, but you have to assume that they're armed.
Adapon has faced those dangers before and believes elephants deserve his protection.
I'm a cop. My main job is to protect lives. I protected human beings now for 10 years. I think many policemen do a good job at that, but for animals, there aren't many.
Adapon handpicked A to be the undercover operative on this job. Although A's a veteran at undercover work, he's never worn a hidden camera.
You know that you're going to be doing the confidence buy of ivory in the district, where ivory trading has been done for a long time. I want you to be prepared. From the moment you step out of this room, I want you to drive carefully. The best way is to take money out of your shirt pocket, and when you make a payment, you do it through the camera lens.
A quick equipment check.
It's recording. Take your time, make sure no wires are showing, keep the control in your pocket, you're good to go.
2 years of careful work has all led up to this moment. The team's caravan of unmarked cars heads to the Payuhakeri district of Nakhon Sawan on their undercover mission to buy whole ivory tusks at 2 shops.
What we're learning is up here in Nakhon Sawan, the dealers are pretty serious, but also they are protected. Sounds like there's local authorities, you know, in uniforms who are profiting from this business as well. So if he touches on the wrong nerve, steps on the wrong toe, there's a lot that could happen to him.
Go very slow, like a turtle.
As the team drives past the first of the 2 shops, A gets to work. The hidden camera in his shirt is now, to everyone's relief, working perfectly.
This is the shop. A already went in. We don't know who he'll meet there. He said her husband might be there with her too.
Adapon is circling the block, worried about the young man he is sworn to protect, and concerned that he might attract the wrong kind of attention.
Okay, we're lucky there's no traffic. There's someone coming outside. He may walk in to check out the products. Keep going. He started looking at us.
A begins by just passing the time of day, so as not to appear too anxious.
แห้งกันเลยเนี่ยขี่มาแบบซ้ำไหมล่ะเฮ้ยมันมีพี่เขาถามด้วยผมเอาไอ้นี่ไปโชว์เอาลูกไปโชว์
The suspected smuggler is Jantana Fapratanporn, known as Na. She looks harmless, but the team believes she's pretty high up in the criminal organization, possibly reporting directly to the man they're after, Mr. Big.
Okay.
There's a good chance these streets and shops harbor people on his payroll.
Keep going. Someone started looking at us. Past the intersection.
A negotiates for the two tusks. These are domestic ivory, but he angles for more. She makes a call.
พร้อมฐานเสร็จเลยใช่ป่ะพร้อมฐานเสร็จเลยใช่ไหมหนีไปอย่าคุยตรงนี้เนี่ยโอ้โหได้มีแต่โลละ35โอ้โหบ้าจริงจริงเขาไม่ง้อขายทุกคนเลยต้องถามเขาก่อนแหละถ้าอย่างเงี้ยต่อเขาได้ไหมล่ะก็ฉันบอกแกแล้วว่า30,000 กว่างั้นคนรวยขายอ่ะอันนี้ของอะไรของแอปของแอปงั้นแหละถ้าเกิดหน้าใหญ่ๆอ่ะ
A and Na agree he'll come back in 2 days for the additional goods, which will almost certainly be illegal African ivory. Now she's ready to complete today's sale.
แล้วใบเสร็จแล้วมีใบอะไรไหมเนี่ยมีแค่ใบเสร็จไม่เป็นไรนะเอาตำรวจนำทางแกยกใหญ่อยู่แล้วแกเป็นผู้ช่วยกำนันไม่กล้าแล้วแกแล้วมีชื่อร้านฉันไปต้องเสียตั๋วเสียแต่แกถ้าเกิดเขาคนแกก็บอกเลซินไปเสียเด็กไม่บอกนะโชว์ตั้งแปะอะไรแล้วเขาดูไม่รู้หรอไง
The buy has been a success, and the team manages to leave unnoticed and without being stopped. Back at the hotel, they go over what they've got.
Judging from the size, the elephant should be about 40 years old.
Even 40. Do you see a picture of the ledger book in there?
Yes, she put it up before. Yeah, she held it up.
Good stuff, man.
The team is confident that A has earned the smuggler's trust and that she's ready to sell him a lot of illegal African ivory. They're also getting close to arresting her sister, who owns a shop nearby and is believed to be part of the same smuggling ring. 2 days later, the morning breaks hot and clear in Nakhon Sawan. The team prepares to take the sisters down. Before they head out, the team gets a reminder that their targets are responsible for a crime with real victims.
What happens a lot during busts like this is you'll get the dealer, and all of a sudden, as the CI or the cop, you'll start to pity the person. They look like, you feel bad for them, even though you know they're selling ivory illegally. So Adipon and I just did something to stiffen the resolve, which is show them video, pretty recent from Africa, showing what's going on now, which is that elephants are still being poached for their tusks and being pulled out. And these guys need to know that what they're going out to see today is directly relevant to that.
Thai Police Lieutenant Colonel Gang is on hand to run this operation. As soon as the confidential informants have the illegal ivory in their hands, the team will move in.
Okay. When you call and say you will pay now, that's the signal. We will charge in as quickly as possible.
For the team running Operation Lucky Dice, it's the moment they've all been waiting for. The moment to bust 2 women they believe are a direct link to Mr. Big.
Okay, ครับ
โอเคออกเลยออกเลย
Okay, looks like they're moving in. โจ๊กไปเลยครับ
โอเคตามนะ Go.
The illegal sales have been made, and the cops enter Na's shop. At the same moment, a second team takes down the other dealer just a few doors away. Her name, Jitama Chaikun. She's Na's sister and also believed to be connected to Mr. Big. Back in Na's shop, the questioning begins.
คุณราคาเท่าไหร่คุณขายราคาเท่าไหร่แล้วเนี่ยเอาจากไหนเนี่ยนะที่เอาเนี่ยชื่ออะไรหนูก็ไม่ทราบค่ะแล้วเจ้าของอยู่ที่ไหนก็อยู่สุรินทร์ไงคะแล้วที่คุณเอาจากสุรินทร์แล้วใบอยู่ที่ไหนกำลังเดินทางจากสุรินทร์นะโอเคแล้วถ้าว่าส่งที่สูตรออกมาปุ๊บไม่ใช่
So she claims that they're coming from Surin province in Thailand, which is where the domestic elephants are. So we think she's lying. This does not go with the story. She doesn't know she's been filmed undercover.
เพราะว่าทำไมเพราะว่าถ้าเกิดสมมติช้างไทยไม่มีใครทำแบบนี้หรอไอ้ตัดไอ้นี่คือต้องฆ่าตายอันนี้ต้องฆ่าตาย
อันนี้ออกเนื้อใช่ไหม
อันนี้โดนผ่าอันนี้ต้องตาย
The police make her pose with her illegal goods for the local newspapers.
This is a very rare moment, particularly in Asia, for wildlife law enforcement. We very rarely see a bust of anybody besides a truck driver. These are dealers. Now, hopefully they'll be able to climb the ladder a little further to see who's behind them.
Later, at the police station, Na tries to stonewall the police. But the Thai cops drop the bomb. They reveal that they have surveillance footage of Na at the previous meeting, bragging about all the African ivory she can obtain. She knows they have her dead to rights. It's a big moment for the police, but they know there are bigger fish to catch.
They're merchandisers. They are under the big one. The big one is my target. The first information we've got is about the uncle. We found that two defendants don't want to talk about him.
But their arrest has drawn a major player out of hiding. As they question the sisters, a man appears outside the station. He has come to bail the women out. It is the very man the team suspects may be Mr. Big himself. He is not charged and we cannot reveal his identity. But the Thai police are determined to get the goods on him.
The uncle showed up at the police station. He came to see who was arrested, like he wanted to show himself that this area was his empire. He won't get arrested easily, but he's my next target. I want to give a message to the ivory traffickers. I might not be the smartest guy, but I'm getting closer to you now.
For the team, it's been a string of successes. They've dealt a strong blow to the criminal syndicate, removing several key players. But for now, they must continue, one step at a time, trying to work their way up to Mr. Big.
We've got to get people to stop buying this stuff. We've got to destabilize these organized crime rings. They don't think anybody's looking at them. They certainly don't think anybody's going to catch them. So we're trying to change the game here. We're on the hunt. We're after Mr. Big, and we want to get him.